こんなことをしたところで何になる。俺は何がしたい。全く意味がわからない。
Yo, I'm really liking how he's contemplating life and what he wants to do. Like every decision he makes, he's thinking very hard, and this is so, oh my god, this is so realistic. Like this is really, I don't know if it's just me, but this is how I think, especially with like difficult decisions or if I feel lost a little bit. That's how I think. I don't know if that's how you think, but I'm relating to this so much right now. One of Mushoku Tensei's biggest strengths, or why everyone loves the show, the reasons why I love the show, truthfully, is due to the realism in the show and how relatable some of these characters can be in some of these moments. This show is very realistic in expressing their characters and the events that happen in each episode. So, of course, if you see my last video about Mushoku Tensei, I was talking about, you know, Rudeus and him getting over Eris and everything like that. And even though that might be the case, it's not like, oh, it's happy ever after. Like, it's realistic. It's just like in real life. It's not like, oh, you solve an issue you were facing and it's just happy ever after. You know, there's other problems. You know, there's always gonna be problems. So I liked how the guy exposed Rudeus for still putting up a fake smile, still being self-centered, only really thinking about himself and his own issues that is going on.
こいつはな、この世で一番自分が不幸って面してやがる。何があったか知らねえが後ろ向きだ。そういうクソガキを見るのが大嫌いなんだ。
Damn, I just thought of that. Like, we're all seeing this through Rudeus's point of view. So of course we're gonna only feel for him. We only know his past, what he's gone through. Like, we think that's the worst, right? Like, when he's down and upset and depressed, like, we understand. But I like how they implemented the fact that what other characters feel about his state of mind or how he looks, you know. Like, they could tell he looks depressed and all that, and he's putting up a fake smile sometimes. But even though this is actually like his story, like he is the main character and it is like, it's his world, you know, it is his world. But I think what the story wanted to portray is the fact that, like in real life, you're not the only one that's going through problems, right? Like sometimes we could get stuck in our own little worlds and kind of forget that other people are also struggling with their own problems. It might have been through worse things in their life than you. So I kind of really like this scene. I like this part right here. It's like a reminder that someone always has it worse than you. Not only that, but that you're not the only one going through things. That's really the main message of this. That's actually true though. I didn't even think about it until the guy mentioned it. Like when Rudeus be talking about the other characters in the party, like it lacked curiosity of getting to know them for real, of what their lives are like or what they've been going through. It was more about he could just hang with them and like spend time with them while he's trying to figure things out. So that's why it probably hit deep for him when the guy exposed the fact that he doesn't realize that other people might have it worse than him, and he's just thinking about his own issues, his own problems. Damn, Rudeus know he's speaking facts too. He knows, yo, that guy sees all, he sees through the bullshit. He sees through all those fake smiles, all of that. He sees through that shit. Yeah, man. I mean, the real ones will always know if you're going through something. Like some people could just see through you. Like you can't fake it through some people. The man asks him if he's enjoying life. That's tough. And you can't tell me you can't relate to that either, because it happens to all of us. Like we always, well, I don't know, but I'll say most of us, okay? Because in the internet people don't like the word all, but for most people we tend to, and I'm including myself too, there be times where we tend to think of our problems as the biggest deals in the world, because we're the ones who are trying to solve it, who's dealing with it, you know. So it kind of gets self-centered a bit, and kind of, even though we don't really believe that the world revolves around us, we kind of act like it a bit, you know, sometimes. That's why it could be mistaken that, because this happened to me too, you know, people would mistaken not being angry, like, or not seeing a person ever angry or seeing a person calm most of the time as like them having no problems or no issues in their life, when the fact is that there is no life without problems. Like everybody has problems throughout life. There's never going to be a time in your life where there will never be a time in your life where you don't have any problems going going on. Even if you become rich, you might have family problems, emotional problems. You might be addicted to something, anything. Like there's a lot of problems that could happen in your life, could bestow on you. Like one of your family members could get sick and that become an issue. Like trauma, so much things. Like so what truly made me like that moment was the fact that I don't think really any other anime expressed that as much. It's usually, okay, the side character has a problem and that's kind of like a little side quest, a little side mission, but then once that problem is solved, that character is basically good for life, you know. And the story just sticks around focusing on the main character's problems, because of course that's the main character. Like the story does revolve around them. But in this show, even though the story does evolve around Rudeus for the most part, it's still, the characters don't really evolve around Rudeus. You get what I'm saying? Like the most of the show, or most of the story, I say in general, we're seeing it through Rudeus's point of view because we get his inner thoughts and everything. But the characters themselves, the characters that he meets throughout the story, they're not all there just to fulfill Rudeus's goals and like his issues and everything like that. You know, that's what also helps make the other characters feel real. It's the fact that the show gives the feeling of these side characters have their own things going on and they're not just there just to serve a purpose for Rudeus. Well, I should say for the most part, his party that he's in right now, that's really what they're there for, to help him with his depression arc and everything like that. And of course, we don't really know anything about their problems and their issues that have been going on in their past, of course. But if you notice throughout the first season, part 1 and part 2, Rudeus been cycling through characters. Is not really like a character that's sticking around since episode, like look at him, like there's no character that's around him that he was with since like episode 1 through 5, you know. Like he's consistently meeting new people, new characters as he go along his journey, because everybody else has their own problems to deal with themselves, so they can't just stick around and just help Rudeus with his problems all the time. So that's why the show showcase him with different characters, having him go separate ways with other characters. Perfect example is Eris. Eris realized she needs to get stronger. She wants to improve. She can't really do it with Rudeus so long because she's just going to be focused on him too much. So she decided to go on her own journey to discover herself, discover her potential. That's what makes her character feel so real. That's a very good example. But it's fine though, because, you know, Rudeus do have a new side chick, so it's fine. Sarah, right? Or Sarah. He's feeling good for now. But yeah, because of the realism in the show, it's able to at least connect to me. I don't know if it's able to connect to you, but it definitely helps a lot, and it makes these characters feel relatable. Like think about the moment when Rudeus was going to save her, right? Save Sarah, and his thought process that was going through his head, questioning why he's doing this, what his plan is, questioning like where he go from here. Like he's not really sure what he's doing. He's just like, he really just came to save her because, you know, she's a waifu, but not really. But to be honest, he's a little bit directionless still, and that's a good thing, because even though it seemed like he found his path, found his direction the last episode, they continue on having him be an overthinker, which is very accurate, I'll say, for at least a good amount of people in this world. But yeah, you let me know what you think about Mushoku Tensei's characters. How do they feel real to you? Do they give a sense of they serve their own purpose in the show and not just to be supportive characters for Rudeus and that's it? Like they have their own journeys to go through. How do you feel about the guy exposing Rudeus and his tendencies, exposing one of his character trait flaws? Because once I heard him say that, I realized how accurate it actually is. Even if you look back from season 1, you could probably see the truth in that. Of course, eventually he started caring about the characters more and more as he spends more time with them. Well, I don't know, especially with the female. With the female characters, he could really get attached quickly and he cares about them way faster. So I think that statement is very true. So yeah, you let me know about that. We'll see what happens in episode 3 and on. Will he learn from his mistake? Will he start thinking, oh, I guess this is why they're showcasing him him saving her, because it was less about doing it for himself and more about helping out others in general, you know, just because it's the right thing to do. And they're trying to showcase how they want him to change from doing stuff that benefits him to doing stuff because it's the right thing. Okay, I see Mushoku Tensei, I see you now. But yeah, I'm really liking Rudeus' character development so far. I want them to continue taking it slow, you know, taking their time in his character development. I don't want to see him next episode just, you know, solve all his issues, all his like mental issues, and now he's just like the most caring person in the world and have like no self-absorption problems at all. Because like I said in the beginning, Mushoku Tensei is like the perfect example of showcasing realism and making the characters feel realistic. So I hope they maintain that. But yeah, like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about the video. And yeah, I think that's it.